Excerpt from The Shamanic Path to Quantum Consciousness, The 8 Circuits of Creative Power, by Laurent Huguelit. The soul's motor. Today, in most human personalities, certain circuits are in underdrive, even inert, while others are in overdrive, and are literally pumping all the soul's energy, thereby making it unavailable to drive the other circuits. Quite simply, it is a question of spiritual plumbing. If a circuit is too narrow to conduct the flow of our soul's consciousness, or if it is actually blocked, the other circuits have to handle the excess current. Conversely, if one circuit monopolizes our soul's flow of consciousness, the others, little by little, fall asleep in a kind of energy-starved state. If it is actually blocked, the other circuits have to handle the excess current. They are literally deprived of work. One of the principal causes of human suffering and disequilibrium, especially in contemporary life, is this condition of having certain circuits out of work, while others are working so hard they risk becoming overheated. In a terminal phase, the overheating of a circuit leads to burnout. The soul knows very well that as long as all the circuits of consciousness are not open, it will be limited in its perception, understanding, and action, and the universe knows that the soul doesn't like to be limited. It will do all it can to help, even if that means forcing consciousness to move through inactive circuits, a phenomenon that happens naturally at various key moments in life and also at the moment of death. The 8 circuits were designed to work at full capacity, without being in either underdrive or overdrive, like the pistons in the cylinders of a motor that we care for properly and that takes us where we want to go. Only when all the circuits are working properly does the soul feel that it is complete and that it can move forward, eyes open and heart unburdened. In the amazing adventure of being alive, the educational and cultural systems that we are born into, and into which most children today are still born, favor certain circuits over others. Lack of balance in the soul, therefore, is something acquired and not innate. Contrary to what certain openly pessimistic philosophical and religious cosmologies would have us believe, it is not an existential mistake. In the beginning, the soul is perfect and functions perfectly. But once it takes corporeal form, once the child is conceived, is born, and begins the wondrous adventure of life, the child's familial, cultural, cosmological, and energy environment teaches the soul self-limitation very quickly. Western society has even created a whole system of punishment and rewards to favor the disequilibrium of the soul. Closing certain circuits of consciousness or intentionally limiting their functioning. It begins with the famous injunction, "Stop dreaming," hurled at our dear little heads. From the point of view of cybernetic shamanism, stop dreaming means, stop using this circuit of consciousness, it's useless. Or, more prosaically, do as we do, shut down one of the cylinders in your motor. Next we have the classic, don't indulge in pleasure, it's bad. Now we have 2 circuits blocked by the magic of what we call education, or, in other terms, the injection of limited and limiting cosmologies into the limiting cosmologies into the impressionable minds of children. The 8-cylinder motor is already only working with 6. And this is just the beginning. Once children become adults, they each have a motor with a capacity of 8 cylinders that is running on only 2 or 3 cylinders. At best, completely normal and usual, right? Certain cultures and certain cultural milieus revere certain circuits, such as the intellectual circuit, 3, in the intellectual milieu of Western cultures, or the mystico-religious circuit, 7, in the religious and upper caste milieus of certain Eastern cultures. At the same time, other circuits are forgotten or even condemned by cultural mores. Think of the somatic circuit, 5, the circuit of pleasure in the senses, condemned or avoided by just about everybody, except those who understand its importance. These are often people with a great big smile and eyes sparkling with life. In brief, a circuit that has been set aside and is used little or hardly at all is said to be in underdrive, while a circuit that is overworked is said to be in overdrive. By recognizing all the circuits that are in either underdrive or overdrive for a given person, a map of the soul, clearly showing the existential problems that person is facing, can be drawn up. Such cases provoke, as a cybernetic response, an underdrive in all the other circuits. Such people are literally encrusted in the 2nd and 7th circuit, a situation that is perhaps normal and usual for them, based in the way they were educated, but which, from an overall perspective, signals a serious lack of balance. Their egos are completely identified with these 2 circuits of consciousness, to the exclusion of the others, thereby limiting their perception, understanding, and action in the other circuits.